It is crazy how fast time flies. It's been months now since my initial reviews and comparisons and tips and settings and all that kind of stuff on the DJI Mini 4 Pro. And so this is my long-term review of this awesome little mini drone. What's going on, guys? My name is Dan Davis and I'm the creative director here on DanceTube.tv, which is Australia's #1 ranked drone YouTube channel. I'm also the course creator over on the Fearless Drone Academy. If you're looking to overcome your fears and become a confident drone pilot, check out fearlessdrone.academy. Use the code DANCETUBE to save over there and become a fearless drone pilot. First things first, I am extremely impressed with this drone. There's a bunch of exciting features. It does feel like a big upgrade over the Mini 3 Pro, and there's some great stuff going on here. Now, keep in mind, because of how this whole technology works with the batteries from the Mini 3 range and the Mini 3 Pro, they are interchangeable. So I actually found myself the other day taking out 6 batteries. I had my kit here for the Mini 4 Pro, and I took out my Mini 3 Pro kit with the extra 3 batteries. There's also a bunch of accessories now, and that's another huge calling card of the Mini 4 Pro. I did actually post a accessories video, like a must-have accessories for the Mini 4 Pro. So there's so much going on in the ecosystem for the Mini 4 Pro. Now, keep in mind, the camera system itself isn't a huge upgrade over the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro. Now, there are some additional kind of software features and extra things that do make it better than the Mini 3 Pro, but it is the same system that we saw on the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro. So it is a 1/1.3-inch CMOS sensor. It can capture 4K 60 frames per second HDR video, and it can also capture 10-bit D-Log-M and HLG as well. So there's a bunch of great high-end Pro features in the Mini 4 Pro, which obviously makes sense why it's got the Pro name attached to it. And on top of that, you can capture the 48 megapixel RAW photos, and you've got intelligent HDR smart photo as well. The Mini 4 Pro really does offer a lot of Pro features here. For such a small package, it does have omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. So that means that it can avoid in any single direction that you can imagine. Keep in mind that these are little cameras that are the obstacle avoidance sensors. So any sort of thin branch or like power line or anything that's really small and hard to see, it's going to have some issues with that. So just be really careful when you're using active track. But in an ideal scenario, when you're flying in a relatively open area, it's going to be able to weave around poles and trees, and it's going to do an amazing job when it's doing it. It can keep up with you at really any speed that you test it at, you know, in a boat, if you're in a car, on a bike, whatever it may be, and it does a really great job at doing so. If you are interested in picking up the DJI Mini 4 Pro, I have a bunch of really awesome deals linked below. First things first, I've got my exclusive bundle through the D1 store. This is for the DJI Mini 4 Pro. It comes with my drone course, it comes with Care Refresh, it comes with a bunch of accessories, and it's a great deal. So definitely check that out. It will be linked below. If there's accessories that you want to swap out maybe, or you want to see if you can get a different type of deal or bundle, you can also reach out to sales@d1store.com.au, mention DanceTube, let them know what you're looking for, and they will definitely be able to help you out with something. On top of that, if you're just looking for a few accessories or maybe a different product, then you can also use the code DANCETUBE that will be linked below as well. All of those deals are exclusively for my Australian viewers, and then for my international viewers, I will have some other links below as well for deals and bundles, so definitely check all those links below. The Mini 4 Pro was also the first drone from DJI to feature Active Track 360, and this is a really cool feature. It has now since been available on the Air 3. It came out in a software update, but Active Track 360 means that you actually have more control, and you can like draw little circles to get the drone to move around dynamically as it continues to track you. So I found that absolutely insane. It was so cool to use and I thoroughly enjoyed it. There's a bunch of customization through the settings depending on what distance and height and all those sorts of things. And it's still, to this day, after me using it for months and months and months, does an amazing job. You've also got 4K 100 frames per second in slow motion. That's probably one of my favorite features. I'm obsessed with it for some reason. You know, when you're capturing slow motion, you've just got so much more to play around with. There's just such a kind of epic look to it when you're like running and it just looks so menacing. So 4K, 100 frames per second in that slow motion, one of my favorite features from the Mini 4 Pro. It's also available on the Air 3 and it looks great on both systems because they are actually using similar sensors, right? They're both 1/1.3-inch CMOS sensors. So if you have a Mini 4 Pro and an Air 3, the footage is gonna look dynamic, but it's gonna look very similar. So it actually works really well if you combine the two clips. So we'll just quickly show you now like what the Air 3 footage looks like from the 70mm system, which is the zoom, then just from the wide, and now check out the Mini 4 Pro footage. So you can see between the three of them, very similar across the board, and it works really well when you mix and match the footage. You also get a bunch of features. So you get waypoints, which is phenomenal. I love seeing waypoints on a mini drone. I was actually not expecting it on the Mini 4 Pro. So you can create customized waypoints that you can replicate time and time again, and it does a really great job. You've got cruise control, which is another really cool feature. So you can lock out all the different movements that you're doing. Maybe you're increasing in altitude and maybe you're accelerating forward as such. You can lock those movements in and it's just going to continue doing that. Or if you want like a revealing shot, you can lock in the speed and all the parameters that you've put in, and that's a great feature as well. We also get master shots, hyperlapse, all the other smart intelligent flight modes. So it is a feature-rich offering here, and definitely is a pro offering. It's pretty much got everything that the Mavic 3 series and the Air 3 has as well. So quite impressed. I thought that they were going to limit some of the features on the Mini 4 Pro, but it does have a lot of features. It's probably quite important, right? Because if it didn't have all those features, it wouldn't feel like a huge upgrade from the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro, but all those extra features do make this feel like a brand new drone. Flight performance from this drone, as you would expect, it's a DJI drone, is phenomenal. No issues with it. It's great in all sorts of wind conditions. Even though it's a small build, it's not a huge drone, but it does an amazing job. And because it is a sub 250 gram drone, it works really well when you've got strict rules and regulations in countries all over the world. So a perfect travel drone, but you've got to keep in mind that you have to have the correct battery installed. Otherwise the weight will go over 250 grams. And that's the same if you're using the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro batteries, the weight will go over. So you've just got to make sure you've got the Mini 4 Pro battery that says on there that it's under 250 grams. We do get OcuSync 4 on the Mini 4 Pro, and we get the brand new DJI RC2 controller. I'm obsessed with this controller, it's great. Comes with antennas. On top of the internal ones, you get the 2 external antennas. So that actually definitely improves it, I find, instead of having the internal antennas. You've got a gorgeous display on the front there. The performance on the RC2 is great. So 20 kilometers of range, you've got OcuSync 4, and you've got 1080p 60 frame per second live video feed directly to the controller. So a great experience, awesome peace of mind knowing that you've got great range on it, and had no issues with it. The flight experience is phenomenal every single time. So the batteries, like I said, are interchangeable. You can use the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro batteries, but just keep in mind that the weight may vary depending on what battery you're using. So the thing that's really cool is if you just have the default battery that's going to make the drone under 250 grams, you get up to 34 minutes of flight time off a single charge. So realistically, maybe 26 to 28 minutes, realistically, until you have to actually come back and land is what you're getting. And then with the Plus batteries, it's 45 minutes. So that does take the drone over 250 grams, and that's this battery here. It doesn't have any text on it saying that it's under 250 grams. So 45 minutes of flight time. Keep in mind it's over 250 grams then at that point. And the only thing as well is that you're not getting 45 minutes, you're maybe getting 38 minutes, right? But still impressive stuff. And I find that the Plus batteries are great when you want to check out a whole location, right? I find that if you're getting less than that, you just miss out on a few spots that you want to check out. So I find that the extra battery life from the Plus batteries does make a huge difference here. So I find it nice to have a combination of a few, right? Some of the intelligent and then some of just the standard as well. So the Mini 4 Pro, I think, is still a great upgrade for people who may have a Mini 3 or a Mini 3 Pro. And I think it really is one of the best offerings overall from a drone. I love smaller drones. I love the portability of them. I love how I can just fold this away and take this with me. Perfect for travel. Like I said, you've got a few of the batteries that make it under 250 grams, and it's great. I'm obsessed with the Mini 4 Pro. Nice improvements here, and DJI have done a great job. So overall, my thoughts so far, still very impressed with it. We've had a few updates along the way just to improve a few things and add a few new features, but overall it's still a very similar offering to when I initially reviewed it. No issues, like I said, with range or connection or anything like that. The video quality is great, photo quality is great from it. All the features like the intelligent flight modes and everything are phenomenal from it. So a great mini drone offering, one of the best on the market right now. Well worth checking it out. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I appreciate all the support, and I'll chat to you in the next one. Peace.